We have now transferred into the future. If we want to live a sustainable life, this is where we see ourselves in 50 years. It's not a perfect world, but it is a better world. Here's a press conference 50 years into the future. Any questions? Yes, you.
Yes, I was wondering, how efficient are our solar panels, and what effect has that had on our emissions?
Our solar panels today are only 35% efficient, but we are working to get that number up. Our CO2 emissions have cut down threefold.
Your question.
How have our other renewable energies impacted the environment?
The number of animals being put on the endangered species list has been cut in half, and that number is greatly improving every day.
Your question.
Yes, I know we've made a lot of improvements, but I was wondering what we're doing to continue improving and make the world an even better place.
Yes, but we have come a very long way. We're still working on improving our renewable technologies nationwide. Your question?
What has it done to our national security?
We're no longer having to fight over fossil fuels and resources, so we're able to bring our troops home and protect our own country instead of fighting another one.
Thank you. We have now come into the real world, 50 years into the future, the dystopia. I'm sorry to say, but everything in the previous scene was a dream. We are running out of fossil fuels fast, and all the countries are fighting over them. World War III started out as a conventional war, but is now quickly turning into a nuclear war, turning everything into a wasteland.
Our last hope in saving the world through green technology is lost. Every country is fighting over fossil fuel and oil. I can't believe it turned into a nuclear war.
World War III is getting worse and worse. All the world's resources have been stripped from the world. It's not fair that only the wealthiest people can go to the safe area.
Man, I just had the greatest dream. We'd start switching to sustainable technologies. And heck are these guys?
Disease and hunger have spread fast because of overpopulation. It is so depressing to see. And now that the transportation system collapsed because of fossil fuels shutting out, it's only going to get worse.
Tell me about it. I'm the president. I can't believe we just had to walk 50 miles because our car ran out of gas.
You think that's bad? I haven't seen my daughter in 4 years since she walked off to work in a uranium mine. I haven't seen her in so long, I think 20.
How could you let this happen? We elected you to do something about this, not make it worse.
I'm sorry. Once the coastal cities began to flood due to global warming, I thought it was too late. Besides, renewable technologies seem too expensive and hard to get in place. I really wish I would have made different decisions.
We just aren't making any progress, are we?
It just could have been so much better.
Once again, Luke went to bed that night and had an even better dream. 100 years into the future with the perfect utopia.
Woo! Hey, I was wondering, what was sustainable technology? No, what was transportation like when you were a kid?
Well, when I was a kid, we still had fossil fuel cars that only went 32 miles to the
Wait,
gallon.
you still have fossil fuel cars? Man, you're a dinosaur. Come on. Now we have hydrogen cars and solar-powered cars that get 85 miles per kilowatt.
Hey, can we buy some food?
Wow, it's so great people are buying locally.
Hey, I remember you two. You were on my talk show a couple months ago.
Yeah, we wanted to talk about the environment.
How's the environment doing now?
Well, the species in our habitat are not going extinct anymore. Because of our energy consumption and overpopulation are now under control. We aren't making CO2 anymore either. And now that we are using all renewable energies, we are in no fear of running out of power anytime soon.
How does it liberate you?
My boyfriend's an expert in the subject. Hey Jackson, come here. Can you tell my friends about your job?
I work for the military to help keep the peace between countries now that we don't have war anymore. I was recently helping kids get an education in countries that got rid of child labor.
Man, we've made a lot of progress. I'm so glad everybody made a change when they needed to. It could have just been so much worse.
Well, as y'all know, that was a dream. Now back into the dystopia, this is what happened afterwards to everyone.
2 years later, I was killed and eaten by a group of cannibals because of the lack of food in the world.
5 years later, I was forced to become a slave and work in a mercury mine, and now I'm dying of cancer.
I tried farming, and the soil filled with radiation and chemicals from the war, and GMO from large corporations. I fell down, dropped, and starved.
5 years later, I died from radiation poisoning.
6 months later, I was assassinated by a riot of angry people.
I got blown up by a suicide bomber.
I traveled to the last place that hadn't been touched by war and all of the problems, trying to find a way to save the earth. But every day the paradise is getting smaller and smaller, and I'm losing hope that I will ever be able to find a way to save the earth again.
We don't have to make the dystopia our future. We can make the utopia our future if we make the changes necessary in our lives. The Watershed Middle School have made their own commitments. Mine is time to garden in my backyard using permaculture over the summer.
I'm going to use a reusable water bottle and bike and bus to school as much as possible.
I'm going to take shorter showers and turn off all electronics when I'm not using them.
I'm going to turn off the lights at home and at school, and I'm going to grow an organic garden.
I will bike to the bus stop.
I'm going to turn off the lights at home and at school and ride the bus as much as possible.
I'm going to try to shop at thrift stores whenever possible instead of buying new.
I'm going to start using a reusable water bottle at school.
Everyone can make the changes necessary in their lives. It's your decision to make them.